Welcome to It's Crystal Clear, a show designed to tell your money where to go instead of always wondering where it went. My name is Felicia Young, and as always, thank you so much for allowing me to be a part of your journey towards financial freedom. So, today's episode is called The Bridge. We all know what a bridge is. It's a structure that allows people and vehicles to cross over open spaces, like a car that's traveling from Southeast Texas to Louisiana and has to go over that large stretch of water. So it's nice to have a long, sturdy bridge to carry you safely across. Or when you're driving from one city to another, that is a pathway for large ships traveling from one port to another. It's nice to have a really tall bridge to cross over. There are bridges that allows you to travel over other bridges. There are bridges to allow you to walk over streams in a park. You see bridges all the time. You actually use them all the time. But do you ever just simply take time to think about the real purpose of the bridges that you cross? The real purpose of a bridge is to allow you to go from where you are to safely where you're going. Whether it's across a large body of water or across another highway that goes in a different direction or elevating high to cross over a sailing ship, a bridge is designed to allow you to go over almost anything. Anything that can possibly hinder you from reaching your destination in a decent amount of time. So I'm not a scary person, but where I live, there are two bridges in nearby cities that really intimidates me. One is the Rainbow Bridge. The highest point is 230 feet, y'all, in the air. It's so steep, so high to where I promise when you get to the top, you can actually touch a rainbow. So I've only traveled across that bridge a few times in my life. My mind just can't comprehend what's going on when I climb it. So I don't understand how my truck doesn't slide back down before I reach the top. I'm just amazed at the engineer, the genius who was able to determine how high to build it so it won't get scraped by ships, how much cement to use to carry the weight of 18-wheelers, how many pillars to connect so to make sure that it doesn't crumble down and fall into the river. I'm just really amazed at that structure, but it still intimidates me. So much so to where when I go to a city, I go to a whole different direction to avoid it at all costs. And although it may take me longer to get to my destination, I make sure I don't ever have to cross that bridge. Now, when I go to New Orleans, there's another bridge that I have to go across that really intimidates me. It's the Atchafalaya Basin Bridge. Y'all, that joker is 18.2 miles long, and it stretches over the Atchafalaya Basin. It's actually two bridges that's not connected, but run parallel to each other. One bridge leads me to New Orleans. The other bridge brings me back home. My issue is if anything happens in either one of those directions, it's a problem. If anything happens on that bridge, you're stuck over water. It's really difficult to turn around because you're driving in one direction over water. I'm a control freak, and I don't like not having an escape plan just in case something goes down. That's an issue for me. So with the Rainbow Bridge, not using it, it doesn't stop me from getting where I need to go. But with that other bridge, if I don't cross it, it would take me so long to go in a different direction to get to New Orleans. So I have to suck it up and go across it anyway. So for some reason, when I was thinking about what I wanted to talk to you about this in this week's lesson, this topic of bridges kept coming to my mind. And I was trying to figure out, like, how does a bridge relate to us becoming financially free? And then it hit me. A bridge is a solid structure designed to help you to get from where you currently are to where you want to go, no matter what obstacle that's in your way. A long river, large ships, a highway that goes in another direction, a solid, sturdy bridge will allow you a faster way to get over it. And just like we have physical bridges that allows you to cross over obstacles, we have bridges that will help us cross over our life's obstacles as well. Today, I will discuss 3: discipline, trust, elevation. So number 1, the first bridge that will help you to get from where you are to where you're going is discipline. So a definition of discipline is to train oneself to do something in a controlled or habitual way in order to reach a desired result. So an athlete has to have intense discipline in order to compete against another team. They have to exercise daily to build their muscles. to improve their performance and reduce injuries. They have to eat the right foods to give them the strength and stamina. They use discipline to build their motivation, their ambition, their confidence, to improve their knowledge of the sport in general. Without discipline, the likelihood of an athlete winning anything is slim to none. Without discipline, the likelihood of an athlete reaching any of his goals, it simply won't happen. And to me, that's the same for you, especially as it relates to your goals of achieving your financial freedom. So, having the discipline in regards to managing your money is paramount to you. It's paramount to you being able to eliminate your past debt in order for you to have the money you need to fund your future goals. If you don't have the discipline to control your spending habits, you're never going to be in a position to fund your dreams. The bridge of discipline is going to help you to get from where you currently are to where you want to go. Do you need another pair of shoes? Or do you want to cross your discipline bridge to be able to buy your first home? Do you need another outfit? Or do you want to cross that discipline bridge to be able to fund your college degree? Do you want to keep funding your latte factor? Or do you want to cross that discipline bridge to travel the world? Y'all, I can talk to you every single week through this podcast, but are you going to get disciplined to use what I teach to help you stop living from paycheck to paycheck in order to become wealthy? Are you going to allow It's Crystal Clear podcast to be your bridge to get you from where you currently are to where you want to go? So in order to get out of the situation that you're in, you have to become disciplined. Stop spending more than you earn. Stop swiping your credit card every time you go somewhere. Stop mindlessly spending. Stop paying your bills late every single month. Stop taking out payday loans when you can just simply save for what you want. Stop all that online shopping. Stop wasting time scrolling online and make time to budget. I want you to just stop and start taking yourself and your life and your finances more seriously. Now, you know you don't like being in the financial position that you are in. You know you don't like overworking and still be broke after getting paid. You know you don't like living to pay bills. You know you're not completely satisfied not having enough money in your accounts to fund the life of your dreams. You have access to a bridge called discipline that will gladly lead you in the direction that you need to go. But you have to be disciplined enough to be disciplined. The second bridge that will help you get from where you are to where you want to go is called trust. The definition of trust is to believe in the accuracy of, to have confidence in, to have a dependence on, to place in one's care. So how many of you know the name of the person who came up with the design of the first bridge? What was his or her educational background? What grade did they make in math or science? How many times did they fail constructing the bridge before they found the right recipe to keep the bridges from collapsing in the water or crumbling under the weight of an 18-wheeler? I guarantee y'all not thinking about that when you're crossing bridges daily to get from home to work and still broke after you go there every day. I'm not going to bring that up anymore. But you're not thinking about who it was when you headed down the highway to a concert or going on vacation. You're not thinking about who it was when you're trying to get from where you want to go. You're not thinking about who it was at all. You're simply trusting the fact that whoever did their job did it correctly so you can get to your job. Now, if you can trust a bridge built by a stranger to get you from where you are now to where you want to go, you should have more trust than that in God, who created you to be in a better position than where you are now. You should trust that God wants you to live a much better life than you're allowing yourself to live now. You should trust that God It's opening your eyes up now in order to change your mindset about those little green slips of paper and small plastic cards. To become more disciplined in how you use them to fund the life that God created for you to have. In many of my previous episodes, I have asked you to write in your journals, to make time to write the vision that you believe God has for your life. I've asked you to write the vision that you have for your life. Where do you see yourself in the future? Future meaning later today, tomorrow, next week, next year. Is it run down and tired because you had to work overtime to make enough money to pay rent that month? Is it a dream of you being exhausted because you had to rush to your second job just to make ends meet? Or do you see yourself living a debt-free life? Spending money on minimum necessary bills like utilities in your paid-off house? Or traveling weeks at a time to exotic places all over the world? Or becoming a philanthropist and funding mission projects in your community? What are you trusting in God for that will get you from where you are now to where you're supposed to be in your future? The third bridge that will help you to get from where you are to where you want to go is called elevation. The definition of elevation is the act of raising something from a lower or deeper place to a higher one. So can y'all see where I'm about to go with this one? I feel like I can really stop this week's episode right about now, just after reading that definition. I think I can, but we're going to keep going. So, where are you right now? Financially, where are you right now? Are you satisfied with where you are? If you're at work right now, are you glad to be there? Or are you currently watching this podcast and the clock so you can clock out right on time, if not a few minutes earlier? So if you're in your car right now, are you parking it in your garage or at someone else's house because you know the repo man is looking for you? Where are you right now? If you're in your apartment, are you sitting there mad because you really want a house, but your credit is too low and your debt is too high? If you're sitting by yourself, watching this video, listening to my voice, are you happy and content with where you are? Y'all, I need y'all to take time to really contemplate that answer for yourself. Better yet, if you had the chance to see the blueprint for your life, the life that God created you to have, does where you are right now look like that blueprint? If it doesn't, it's okay. You're changing your mindset right now so you can get to that place. Are you ready to cross the elevation bridge to get there? Are you ready to go extreme to do the things you need to do to get to that place where you desire to be? If you have been watching It's Crystal Clear and you're sporadically doing what I'm instructed, you're not near the elevation bridge. You're doing like I do when I get to the Rainbow Bridge, avoiding going over it at any cost. I do not want you avoiding your better life anymore. I want you to brace yourself, and I want you to travel your bridges like I have to do with that Chavalaya Bridge. No matter how scary it feels to go across, I want you to go. No matter how long it takes to get across, I want you to go. No matter what, keep going. Keep allowing yourself to elevate, to allow yourself to be in a better financial position. Going towards each level that's yours to experience the life that God specifically created for you to have. Why wouldn't you want what God wants for you? Answer that question. So I know that's what you want. I know it is. But you can't focus on crossing those bridges if you're focused on overworking to pay credit card bills and loans and late bills. That's not elevated life. That's so far from being elevated. Trust me and God want more for you so you can fulfill your purpose and mission here on this planet. Me and God want you to want that for yourself too. So I have homework for you. I want you to make time to get out your journal and write. This episode was dedicated to 3 bridges: discipline, trust, and elevation. Everywhere you go, you see bridges that get you from one place to another. Everywhere you go, you cross short bridges, flat bridges, long bridges, tall bridges, all kind of bridges that can help you get anywhere in this country. And the same is true for your life. There are bridges created for you to cross, and I want you to make time to name your bridges. You know where you are now. You know where you are physically. You know where you are mentally. You know where you are spiritually. You know where you are financially. And you know where you want to be. What's the name of those bridges that will help you cross over? You can start with naming 5. I want you to start with naming 10. What are you calling your bridges that will help you get to where you want to be in life? And once you name them, what do you have to do in order to have the discipline, have the confidence, and have the faith to cross over them? It's up to you to take those steps. I can just do my part to keep encouraging you, and I am committed to doing so every single week. Other people are crossing their bridges. Other people living their great lives. Other people are debt free. Why can't you be? Those people are no better than you are. They're no smarter than you are. And they're no special than you are. The difference is they have made a choice to continue to cross their bridges. It's time for you to do so as well. So that's the end of this week's episode. I really do hope that what I said today inspired you to name your bridges and to cross them. And I can't wait to hear your stories of doing so. I cannot wait. So make sure y'all let me know. So remember, we're in the middle of our 6-month challenge. Don't forget to stay focused on what you need to do for yourself in order to reach each one of those goals. Y'all, you can do it, but you just need to take one step at a time. And give yourself grace if things aren't falling into place for you. Where you are now, it didn't happen overnight, so it will take time to get where you're going. And it's okay. I just want you to keep going. As always, I want to thank my behind-the-scenes team who keep me motivated to cross my own bridges. And again, I want to thank you for trusting me to get you across yours. Remember, I'm working on a goal. I want to help people eliminate $25 million in debt by the end of this year. And I know I'm going to hit it because I reach my goals. And you're going to help me do so. So share this podcast with those who you feel will find this value in this content. It's on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple. Please share, like, hit the notification bell, all that stuff. So until next time, I want you to dream big. I want you to focus and live your best life within budget. I will see you next time on It's Crystal Clear.